Welcome back to part 2. Now, this part 2 is about Kim Gardner and Kim versus the governor of Missouri. The governor of Missouri felt that he was above the law. Kim Gardner is an attorney. She's a funeral director. She is a licensed nurse with a degree from a real university, not an average university, a medical university, top school university in St. Louis. Also, she's a 2-term representative and a former assistant circuit attorney, and now she is the circuit attorney. So you want to know who Kim Gardner is? That's who she is, and she took down this governor just like that. So let's not waste no more time. Let's go.
Lawmakers are calling for Missouri's governor to resign in the wake of his indictment yesterday. Governor Eric Greitens is charged with felony invasion of privacy.
There's nothing to investigate.
Missouri Governor Eric Greitens has repeatedly denied criminal wrongdoing in his relationship with his former hairdresser. But on Thursday, a grand jury indictment charged him with felony invasion of privacy. The indictment states that on March 21, 2015, Greitens photographed an unnamed woman in a state of full or partial nudity without her knowledge or consent. It alleges Greitens then transmitted the image in a manner that allowed access to that image via a computer.
I'll make you feel better. I'll make you feel good. Come downstairs. I want to show you how to do a proper pull-up. And I knew that he was being sexual, and I still let him. And he used some sort of tape, I don't know what it was, and taped my hands to these rings. And then put a blindfold on me. And he stepped back, and I saw a flash through the blindfold. And he said, "You're never going to mention my name. Otherwise, there's pictures of me everywhere."
I am a very proud husband and father.
The governor's affair was exposed by the now ex-husband of the woman involved. KMOV chose to protect his identity.
I think it's as bad as it gets when somebody takes advantage of somebody.
Our First Lady and my wife, Sheena Greitens.
Shortly after the report aired, Governor Greitens and his wife Sheena released a joint statement saying, "Before Eric was elected governor, there was a time when he was unfaithful in our marriage. Eric took responsibility." Ricky Kleeman says if proved,
the taking of the photo alone is a misdemeanor. Where it goes up to a felony is if you disseminate that photo.
We've answered.
Greitens has previously dodged questions about whether he took the photo.
Breaking news, the governor of Missouri now faces more criminal charges. 41 Action News reporter Lisa Benson has the details from the newsroom. Lisa.
Well, Krista, these new charges were filed just moments ago. They're connected to a charity Greitens founded before becoming governor.
He's accused of obtaining the donor list from his charity, The Mission Continues, without permission. That's the charity he founded more than a decade ago. Prosecutors say Governor Greitens disclosed the donor list over a computer, and because the value of that list is more than $500, it's now considered a felony. Greitens previously paid a fine for not reporting the list as an in-kind contribution on campaign disclosure forms. Greitens responded to the charges tonight, saying the prosecutor's original case is falling apart, so she brought a new one against him. He says thank goodness for the Constitution and the court system, and he says he'll have his day in court and his name will be cleared. Greitens is also facing a felony invasion of privacy charge.
The circuit attorney for the city of St. Louis charged the governor with felony tampering with computer data. It comes after Attorney General Josh Hawley says he uncovered evidence of potential criminal wrongdoing by the governor involving the charity Mission Continues. The charges accuse the governor of using the charity's donor list to raise money for his campaign for governor. That's a violation of state and federal laws. We've reached out to Greitens and his legal team, but they have not returned our calls. The Attorney General turned the case over to the St. Louis prosecutor, but the AG does not have jurisdiction over the case. Meanwhile, next month, the governor goes to trial for his invasion of privacy charge connected to an affair he had before becoming governor.
You know who Kim is now, don't you?
In my 40 years of representing the public here and representing personal litigants, I have never seen anything like this in my life. The charges against the governor are baseless and unfounded. Eric is absolutely innocent of these charges, and we'll be filing a motion to dismiss very shortly.
Here's a look at all of the investigations involving Greitens. The invasion of privacy case. There's the computer tampering charge, the Confide app. Washington University wants to know if he misused grant money, and there are fresh allegations of dark money and shell corporations. Legal experts say word of a compromise makes sense. Greitens has a tremendous legal team, and they probably cut the best deal for him as he left.
As many lawyers as he has, and litigation is a leverage game, and that is you trade pieces for pieces. If he stepped down, there's some reason, some negotiation, if you do this, then I'll do this. That has to be going on.
Just minutes ago, we learned that the computer tampering charge against Missouri Governor Eric Greitens has been dismissed.
I remain confident that we have the evidence required to pursue charges against Mr. Greitens. But sometimes pursuing charges is not the right or just thing to do for our city or our state. Just as I believe that Mr. Greitens' decision to resign is best for our state, I have to consider the totality of the situation.
Rachel?
Okay, the Circuit Attorney's Office tells us that Greitens' team made the first move. Over the weekend, Greitens' attorneys reached out to Gardner's office and said something along the lines of, the governor will resign if you drop the charges. We also know that parts of this agreement are sealed and can't be discussed. Attorney Kim Gardner says she believes this is in the best interest of the state of Missouri and people of St. Louis. Her announcement comes one day after Governor Greitens announced that he will be resigning as of this Friday, June 1st. Gardner's office also told us that they have been in contact with Greitens' former nonprofit, The Mission Continues, but couldn't say whether or not they were in agreement with this decision. Gardner wanted to make clear that this case did not cost taxpayers any more than the existing budget allocation.
Contrary to Mr. Greitens' past statements, there was no witch hunt. No plans to bring pain to him or his family. Quite the contrary. The consequences Mr. Greitens has suffered, he brought upon himself by his actions, his statements, his decisions, his ambition, and pursuit for power.
Today, prosecutors dropped the false charges against me.
Prosecutors dropped the false charges against me.
The governor will resign if you drop the charges.
This is a great victory, and it has been a long time coming. This experience has been humbling, and I have emerged from it a changed man. I think that in all of our lives, we have to be with it.
The circuit attorney could not comment on what will happen to Greitens' second pending charge, the invasion of privacy charge. She says the special prosecutor, Jean Peters Baker, has complete authority to do what she feels is right.
With the statute of limitations about to expire within hours, we do not have sufficient evidence to consider filing new charges in this case.
The Jackson County, Missouri prosecutor announcing she will not refile invasion of privacy charges against former Missouri Governor Eric Greitens. She says the statute of limitations was running out before her office could thoroughly investigate tens of thousands of files it just received.
There is nothing that will stop me from providing every person with a fair and impartial process. The resistors to change will not stop me. The critics will not stop me.
But wait, there's part 3. I said part 3 is on the way.